just give a minute or two to let everybody log on. There's been a lot of interest. I think more than 400 people have registered for today's webinar. So we'll give them a minute to log on, and then we'll get started. I think we'll put on the captions. Christopher, if you can hear me, you can do captions. Welcome, everybody. If you're just logging on, we're just giving people a minute to get started. And we have a number of speakers here today, and some more speakers joining us in just a little bit. There's been tremendous interest in this issue of Parent Circle being expelled from Israeli school. So thank you for joining us on such short notice. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Shiri Orion. I'm the Executive Director of the American Friends of the Parent Circle. And for those of you just meeting the Parent Circle for the first time, we are an organization made up of more than 700 bereaved Israeli and Palestinian families, all of whom have chosen a path of peace rather than revenge, and have chosen to share their stories with the Palestinian and Israeli public and the international sphere so that they can prevent any further bereavement and promote reconciliation. We have two members with us today. We'll be hearing from them shortly, Ayelet and Bassam. So why are we hosting this emergency briefing? And just get a little bit of background. The emergency briefing is about our dialogue meeting program, which is one of our oldest, longest standing programs, which includes having one Israeli and one Palestinian, both bereaved, like Ayelet and Bassam, who go into an Israeli high school. We do this in lots of places, but many of the dialogue meetings are in Israeli high schools. And they share their stories of who they lost, the experience that they went through with that loss, and why they chose this path, in the hopes that they can promote the possibility of peace, but also, in many times, it's the first time that an Israeli 16 or 17-year-old gets the opportunity to meet a Palestinian and just have a conversation, and just as a human being. That's an entirely rare occurrence today. We do about 400 of these dialogue meetings a year. Like I said, many of those are in Israeli high schools. Each year for 20 years, we've applied to be approved in the Ministry of Education's, excuse me, I'm getting over a little cold. Each year we apply to be a part of the Ministry of Education's external programs. You have to be an approved speaker organization to go into the schools. And each year we are approved, but not this year. We started to become suspicious earlier on in the year when the Ministry of Education put forward a new criteria, which said that you may not defame or criticize the IDF if you want to be approved. And we knew that this was, not that this is something that we do, but we knew that this is something that was being put forth to target the Parent Circle specifically. And lo and behold, we received last week the official answer from the Ministry of Education saying that we were rejected. We are not allowed to speak in Israeli high schools anymore. They based the decision, and I'm going to quote, saying that the values of the organization are contrary to the principles of the State Education Law of 1953. And if you want to know what those principles are, I will tell you. So they said any comparison, and this is important, any comparison between the bereavement of families of soldiers or victims of terror and the bereavement of victims of defensive IDF operations is unacceptable. It seriously hurts the memory of the fallen and the feelings of their families. So basically, you cannot compare, the Ministry of Education says, you cannot compare the pain and the suffering and the loss of a Palestinian with the pain and the suffering and the loss of an IDF soldier or a victim of terror. So, it's like a concerted effort to just dehumanize Palestinians, right? Palestinian deaths, Palestinian bereavement, Palestinian loss is not the same as Israeli loss. So we're going to look at the webinar today. What does this mean? Not only what does this mean for Parent Circle, what does this mean for the future of Israel's education and for the future of Israel's democracy? And what does it mean for Palestinians as well? Just so you know, a little tidbit, as we speak, the members of the Parent Circle are finishing up right now a dialogue meeting right under the home of the Minister of Education, Yoav Kish, as a protest effort. And I think more than 100 people showed up to that. I don't think Minister Kish showed up, but it was right under his home. We have a great lineup of speakers today. We have Ayelet Harel with us. She is an Israeli board member. Here's a picture from the dialogue meeting under Yoav Kish's house in Hod HaSharon. Yes, Hod HaSharon.
Yes.
So Ayelet Harel is with us from Givatayim. She's an Israeli board member and a bereaved sister and longtime member of the Parent Circle. Hi, Ayelet.
Hi. Good
Bassam
evening.
Aramin with us, the former co-director of the Parent Circle, speaking to us from Jericho, also a bereaved father. Hello, Bassam. We have two people from a partner organization. The organization is called the Task Force for the Protection of Public Education in Israel, and that is Karen Zahavi. Hi, Karen. And Itamar Kramer, who is here but not on video. I think he's here. He is. Hi, Itamar. Itamar is the director, and Karen is the director of international relations and resource development for the task force. And we will also soon be joined by Tal Hassin from ACRI, the Association for Civil Rights in Israel, who is leading the legal efforts around this issue. So Ayelet, I'd like to start with you. If you could please just tell us a little bit about your connection to the Parent Circle, why it is you joined, and then if you can tell us, like, how did we get to this point, and what does this mean for the Parent Circle, and a little bit about how we plan to fight back.
Okay, so good evening to all of you. I'm very excited to participate in this webinar. I'm Ayelet Harel. I'm been a member in the Parent Circle from 2010. I live in Givatayim. I'm a single mother of 3 children, and I'm a producer and an editor in aspects of television and culture and communication. And I also worked in the Parent Circle for 5 years. There I worked also with Shiri and met her. I'm unfortunately a member of the Parent Circle because I lost my eldest brother in 1982, 41 years ago. I was 16, he was 19. In the First Lebanon War, my brother was killed in the refugee Palestinian camp En El Khilwe. And this is why I'm a member, and I've been active in various aspects in the Parent Circle as a facilitator, also for the narrative project, but many of the times also for our main project, which we always really, it's like our baby, the education program, which been active in the Parent Circle for more than 20 years. It's the first activity the Parent Circle did. It started in Israeli school, and then really expanded to also in Palestine, and also for adult programs and like universities and also other places. But the first like the most cherished program was the program in schools. We usually meet children at the age of 17, 18, just before they go to the army. We have an hour and a half with them. We share our stories, Israeli and Palestinian. We share stories like for about 45 minutes, and then we have a discussion with the kids. This is really an amazing program because first it will be the first time they would meet Palestinian, and the first time they will understand many of them really about the situation, what is the pain and the loss and the price of this vicious circle of violence and the wars between the Israeli and Palestinian, but also they will understand, how to see a Palestinian as a human being, not just as an enemy, not just as someone who now it's like everybody calls Palestinian equal terrorist. Yes, they would see that as a human being, and they would empathize with his story, and they would ask really they would ask questions, and the questions the children ask are not easy to answer. I mean, they are very open, but for us it was like it should be a must program for each child in Israel, and also I think in Palestine, of course. But before they go to the army, to see the Palestinian as a human being, to understand the price of this of the situation, and to have some thoughts, maybe that not all the preparation for the army and for being a good soldier is also to understand the complexity of the conflict. And during the years, we have expanded the program, also preparation of the teachers, also to do, sometimes we do, because there was also always, it was not easy, this program for schools, but we have learned from, we have always evaluation to how to overcome those obstacles, and how to maybe sometimes have even prior meeting with parents or with the teachers, and we built a program for the teachers to prepare the children how to be in a program which is a very high on the conflict issues, how to learn to listen to the other side with not being just angry and exploding. And I think this program was achieved. So this is the program, and actually for many years in Israeli schools, I don't know, maybe Karen and Itamar would they correct me, but for as far as I know, there was no many organizations could enter schools. The principal of the school would decide who do you want to, what kind of program, what kind of external program he wants. I think, I don't know, 2017, 2018, where the government decided to have like some kind of regulations and criteria of who can enter the schools. And Parent Circle luckily did get the approval of Geffen. This is the how the program is called. It has thousands of programs there from all kind, arts and sports and whatever, and each principal can choose what kind of program he wants in his school. And in the past years, I think it's not only for the education program, also I think it also became more and more as the political situation in Israel deteriorated.